Rusty's Crypto Cave here. The shed is loving these cooler temperatures. Looking at power usage. It's lower pretty much across the board, just because of the cooler the devices are running, the less power they're using. It is warmer today than it has been the last couple of days. It's up to about 66, 67, I believe. Let's see here. Yep, 66 degrees. Need to charge the Apple Watch as well. I have the bottom two fans are completely off. Top two fans are on a speed of 8, I believe, something like that. I did have them down to like 6 when it was getting into the 40s, but I had to bump them up today up to I think it's 8. Actually, it says 9. They're at 9 right now. So, but I've been away for the last few days. I took a little weekend trip to the Steelers game. The girlfriend's a avid Steelers fan, so I took her out to see the Steelers-Ravens. Steelers won. She was very happy, and she was also happy for other reasons as well, which I'll flash up a picture on the screen. And give you an update on the shed. Shed has been running great. I left everything on when I left. No issues whatsoever. KS Zeros are running great. Ant miners are running great. Mining equipment really loves cooler temps. And so do I, just because fall is my favorite time of year. And as well, it's spend less on electricity as well. So can't complain about that. But I did try something different with the S19. I did switch that over to just a power usage mode, so I had the power limit set to like 3050 or something like that. And instead of the 110 Hashrate mode, just to see how I ran that way for a while. Just to see if we get back up to the 110 with around the 3000 watts. That S19 is still on low power mode. Mini Doge Pro is still running. It is what it is. It's probably not making any money, but just still stacking some Litecoin, Dogecoin. Pretty much everything else is still mining the same thing. 3080s are on solo mining a lithium. Cadena miners on low power mode. 2080 Ti's are on Dynex. 13070 rig is on Flux. The other two 7030 rigs are solo mining the Oxa. And the 3060 Ti rigs are triple mining Ergo, Radiant, and Zilliqa. That has not changed. The Jazz miner is still on Octaspace. Let's go over to the computer and check things out. As you can see, nothing really changed here. 2070s are still on 9X, and the 3070 Ti's are also on a lithium, along with the 3080s. Solo mining at lithium still going well. We got about 6 blocks or so today. A couple single-digit percentage blocks. You can see like 4.4 and 7.1. Some 150, 160, 170, and 199s in there as well. And a stinker at 333. Overall doing all right. Solo mining the Oxa is still going decent. Currently at 231%, so that's not looking the greatest. But if we go over to my spreadsheet, hopefully this stays in dark mode. As of the last block on October 8th, we're still sitting at 83.2% luck overall, so definitely can't complain about that. This one's obviously going to increase the average, but once it does hit a block. So it will. Overall, it's going to even itself out. Let's see, we got Radiant. I switched over to ViperNet for Radiant. Just did some dry spells at the mining King's Pool, so I did with the big, large profit dip last month. I need to be able to get all the profits I can get. So I did switch. Still on deep miners for Dynex. and still on casperpool.net for getting KS zeros. 24-hour hash rate 155.48. This one's 152.1. They are both running a 160 gigahash version. One thing I did notice too, I'll give this a refresh. "30 minutes, 158. Full rejection rate, 0%. Minor uptime, almost 10 days. If you remember from my previous videos, this was probably around like 0.3, 0.5, 0.8% rejected shares. So this is doing much better. Same thing, we'll go over refresh the other one. Rejected hash rate is 0%. Minor uptime, 8 days, 19 hours. This one I did do afterwards. I had to wait a day or so for the power supply to come in. So that is really good, because before I did have some rejected shares. So I definitely can't complain with a higher hash rate. Yeah, there's more power usage as well. But no rejected shares. So that's very good. I'm happy with that. iNodes. Give this a refresh. There we are. We're sitting at 225.840. So I have 218 is what I sent, and the 78.40 are the rewards I have earned since starting this. So pretty much every time I get, basically I find 2 Neoxa blocks, that goes in my wallet, and then from my wallet I send it to my onboarding address for iNodes for the shared node platform. And this is US dollar amount, earned about 20 bucks so far. So can't really complain. Estimated daily earnings is $1.93. That's giving me in Satoshi value. So overall, that's going well as well. My Chia miner, I do have to get off FlexPool here, because they are FlexPool is shutting down, and then Chia is going to be moving to a different pool. So I will have to do that. I only have the starter kit, 16 gigabyte or terabyte model. Nothing big, nothing fancy. So you do have that going on. I am approaching 500 subscribers as well. I think I'm at 464 right now. So thank everybody who has subscribed so far, and everybody that will subscribe. If you haven't already, link is, click that button below to subscribe, and you'll see some graphics going across the screen every now and then too for it. I greatly appreciate it. But I picked up a Bitcoin taco too. So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Actually, let's cut to that right now. Here's the Bitcoin taco. 23 TRD off-road, or TRD Pro Tacoma, and solar octane. Did have our recon guys that work detail it, ceramic coated already, all that fun stuff. I already got broken in this morning too, because I had to take the dogs to the vet. So what do you think of the Bitcoin taco? I think it's pretty damn cool. Always wanted one. I had an Army Green 21 TRD off-road. Lease was up. Time to replace it. And I want to give them some time with the 4-cylinder turbo to work out any kinks before I jump on one of those. And also probably maybe by the next one I'll be ready for a Tundra with because I do want to get a camper eventually at some point. So that'll be coming in the future. But anyway, back to the crypto stuff. Where we left off on Chia. I'm still doing DeFi through Ergo. Give this a refresh. I don't think it's going to change, but I'm going to be getting another payout in a few hours of about 9.2, 9.3 SPF tokens. And then what I'll do is I'll switch those SPF tokens over to Ergo. Yeah, see, still sitting at 93.41. So once you get over 100, and I'll switch it to Ergo and then transfer the Ergo to my wallet. So A lot of that stuff is the same. I haven't really been doing anything really different. I am thinking about moving some more rigs over to Dynex and then mining Dynex, selling it on Trade Ogre, and then swapping it to Neoxa, just because I do want to get to the Neoxa node. I'm not quite a quarter of the way there, so I do have a long way to go. Doing that may help speed up the process. Did think about swapping some maybe ETH or Bitcoin to it. Don't really want to do Bitcoin. Maybe swap some ETH. I don't know. We'll see. To get some Neoxa, but other than that, I mean, just keep on keeping on. Really, I haven't really changed what I'm mining recently, so looks like we got a stink bug in the shed. Little bastards. See if there's any more around. Don't see any, but I'm sure there is. Those little guys get everywhere. But the one thing actually I did want to try. Hold on a second. We'll power down the data miner. See what else is plugged in here. There is something else plugged in that guy. I think it might be the Jazz miner. Jazz miner's plugged in that one. Oh, there's a couple things plugged in this one. Oh, the network switch is plugged in there as well. Oh, and the mini Doge Pro is in there as well. Alright, there goes that. I don't feel like unplugging all that stuff. Maybe I should look at that before I shut out this. But anyway, network switch, S19, and the Jazz miner at 3473. Let's go see what Brain says. 3318. So you know that's off just because that Jazz miner is probably pulling about 250 or so. Network switch is probably barely pulling anything. But I'm gonna go plug the or turn on the DMK3 back on. That is still technically profitable, not by much, but it is still profitable. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with this whole setup yet either. With the colder temps, I really don't know if I need this. But I don't know if I want to keep swapping back and forth for warm air, cold air. I don't know. I also even thought about putting the stock fans back on that. But then I have a couple extra holes. So since I already have it there, I might just leave it the way it is. The data miner, I don't really need the dedicated exhaust either, just because I have an exorbitant amount of intake, as you can see. But still hanging top at 77 degrees, humidity's at 31. Exhaust size we got here at like 103 and 98. 103 is on that probe right there. And here back power is ramping up. It's at 38. That'll kick up and start mining here in a few minutes. It's already ramping already. I think it was at about 5,900 watts. So it was at 3475 or so before. See where this ends. So I believe that one uses right around the 2,000 to 2,200 watts. Looks like it's leveling out. So 3475. So yeah, right around 2,000 watts, just a hair under. So about 1990, 1992, somewhere around there as far as what the watts that one's pulling right now. So I guess I can't complain too much on that. But that's still on low power mode. I would like to get this one on full power mode, but remember one of my previous videos where that thing spiked to like 4,000 plus odd watts. So, and I had that one on this guy. So I would need about another, say, 2,500 watts of room. So that's going to put me pretty much right at the max of that breaker. So, and you can see that was already maxed out. Kind of technically over. That was maxed out essentially. So, don't have the power. So, maybe next spring or something like that. We'll see what happens with the halving and whatnot. I may add a swap the 100 amp panel that's in the house to like a 125 or a 150 to get me in one more breaker. So I have 200 amp service to the house, so I can't use a whole lot more. My hot water heater is electric. Obviously the AC runs off of electric. Heat is not electric, but I'll move some miners around the house. So my 2070 Ti rig and my 3070 Ti rig, the 2070 rig and 3070 Ti rig, I'll move around in different places in the house to provide heat. So, but yeah, we'll figure that out when the time comes. But until the next one, we'll catch you later.